B-A-T. It's in the name.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast. On today's episode, we're going to do a little Q&A from the road. Don't worry, we're being safe. Ben's driving. I'm working the camera and asking the questions to him. I fully on the road, driving in currently South Carolina. Going to answer your questions submitted on social media. Before we left, we didn't get a chance on the way over to record. And so we're doing that now, but we'll have that important or maybe just fun conversation after these important messages.
This episode of the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast is presented by Faulkner University. Faulkner University is a private Christian liberal arts university based in Montgomery, Alabama, with a mission to provide an education anchored by not only intellect but also character and service. The Faulkner experience aims to educate the whole person. Every individual matters every day. We all want to become better versions of ourselves. No one wants to remain trapped where they are because of missed opportunities and unrealized dreams. At Faulkner University, we believe your dreams don't have an expiration date. We understand that you're looking for more than a degree. You want to find your niche and thrive in your career. Whether you're a high school senior just beginning your trek or an adult student looking for a better path, Faulkner is here to help guide your journey. Go to faulkner.edu to apply or get more info. That's faulkner.edu.
I'm Travis Creasy. That's All Pro Counselor with 3-Chord Counseling in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and we're going down the road. Certainly got a load in the back of the car.
Brought all kinds of good stuff.
All kinds of good stuff. And we're just riding down the road before we left on the 10-hour trip over. I posted on social media, anybody got any questions for an Ask Ben and Travis Anything? And so we got some responses there. But before we get to that, I just want to talk about, I'm 3 months in on some Magic Mind, Ben.
Yeah.
And it's been a game changer. I hit it up all weekend. Hit it up when I started driving on Friday. Not a hint of tiredness. It was perfect.
Nice.
Hit it up all weekend. And when I take over driving here in a little bit and it's my turn, I'm going to hit it again. And, man, it's just great. Love it. There's no lagging, no jet lag, no car lag, none of that. It's really awesome. And 3 months in, and it has been a game changer for me.
I probably should have taken some before we hit the road earlier, but maybe saving mine for when I drop you off in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple of hours back home, or hour and a half back home, and I may do that. Because generally, I don't have any trouble going to sleep after I take it, if I take it, but it keeps you alert and awake, and so hopefully it'll keep me alert and awake for those last couple of hours home, and then I can get some good sleep when I get there.
Yeah, so you can get your subscription at magicmind.com/BAT20, BAT20, and you can get 48% off of your subscription. I'm 3 months in. I love it. No sign of canceling. Gonna need it this week to get over going to South Carolina, as I'll have a classroom full of kids tomorrow morning.
First thing in the morning.
So we'll be getting ready to go, but Magic Mind's awesome. So, as I mentioned, we posted on social media, Ask Ben and Travis Anything, help us stay awake on this trip, as Magic Mind certainly has done. And so we want to get to those questions, and it starts over on Instagram, Ben. And so we get asked by Grant.Moore, that's Moore, 53 on Instagram. Who is your favorite Big Ten team? Big Ten.
Do we have Big Ten favorites? I think I would go with Iowa. They are the ones who wave to the kids in the hospital room. Is it halftime of the
I think
ball
so,
game?
or the end of the third quarter, one
End
or
of
the
the
other.
third quarter, something like that. They turn and wave to the kids who are in the hospital that are watching from their hospital rooms, and that just is kind of one of those traditions that I think is super cool. So if I was going to pick a Big Ten favorite, that would be it. I do like Michigan's helmets. I don't like Michigan particularly, and my dad really didn't like Michigan, so I didn't want to offend all of our Ohio State fans. But what's yours?
Well, I think it's whoever's beating Ohio State or Michigan. I'm cheering for them usually.
Sorry, Bryce. He offended, right out the gate.
I respect both of those programs, and They're high-level football,
I mean,
high-level athletes.
Absolutely.
There was a time where I was a pretty big Michigan fan, just to be honest, and mainly because of the helmets.
Yeah.
I also like the blue, the navy, and the yellow, which are some of, Ben and Travis. We use those colors a lot. Love the helmet.
It was also our club in college at Fred Arteman, Tri Zeta.
The sign stealing, the Alabama, everybody hating on Alabama because we took Florida State's spot. We didn't take Florida State's spot. Michigan stole Florida State's spot.
That's true.
As they stole signs. So I guess if I'm picking a team, I like Iowa. I don't really hate many Big Ten teams. It's not like I hate them or anything like that. But I guess Oregon counts now as a Big Ten team. I don't think of them that way.
Yeah, you've always kind of been a Oregon color fake.
So
you like their colors.
That's not new. So I'm going to roll, if I got to pick a team out of the Big Ten, I'm going to roll with Oregon. I kind of like Washington too, which is kind of weird, but that's Riverside colors as well.
Yeah. Is Washington State in there now?
No, I think they're one of the 2 Big Ten schools, or
big
Pac-12 schools.
Okay.
Left, if that even is a thing. I don't think it's even a thing.
There's been so much of this change up, I don't even know what's what. I had to kind of make sure I was talking about the right group when we first started that conversation earlier in the weekend. So anyway.
Gotcha. All right, so the next question is, what is the worst gas station coffee from RK Barry? That's Barry with 2 R's. RKBARRY on Instagram.
You've probably drank more gas station coffee than I have, as you take a McCafe there from McDonald's. We don't get any sponsorship from McDonald's that I know of. Anyway, what would be yours?
And that's tough because it always depends. Like, I'm always experimenting on like the cream and the sugar. I know there's somebody out there right now going, "You don't drink your coffee black." I'm getting closer to drinking it black. I'm almost old enough to drink it straight up bitter, like drink it to where it feels like you're not even drinking it, you're eating it because it's up walking around. I know some people like that kind of coffee. I'm not there yet. I will say the stop at McDonald's a few minutes ago was almost a complete disaster.
It was.
I guess not a disaster, that's a bad word, but it was pretty rough because it knocked us off traveling a little bit. But I think I perfected the McDonald's coffee. Not that anybody's asking, but like on the app, it was like medium-sized coffee. I got 1 cream and 3 Splenda, and it was perfection. It's perfection. So I can at least say that. But I don't know. I mean, as far as gas station coffee, none of them really jump off the page to me.
Yeah.
I like Speedway, mainly because it's usually free. And those are, like, I have points with Speedway. That's where I try to get my gas, because there's one in Fayetteville. So I'll say best gas station coffee is Speedway, just because it's usually pretty cheap.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, my McDonald's coffee today was attempted to be Dr. Pepper. But when it came out of the fountain as clear, I decided it wasn't the Dr. Pepper for me. So unless we're going back to, you remember back in the day when we were teenagers and they had, there was the clear Pepsi for a little while, but I don't think this was it. I think this was just carbonation overload, and so I decided to go with Coca-Cola. But as far as gas stations are concerned, so do you remember, like, when I lived in Eva, and I've found these a few times, I don't really get them that much anymore, but when I lived in the little town of Eva, there was a gas station at the 4-way stop, because that's all there was in Eva, was a 4-way stop. And at that gas station, they had these coffee, like a coffee box or machine, and it was like frappuccinos that you could get, or like it was like flavored coffee, but it was hot, and it was this box that housed it, and you just push the button and it came out automatically, like almost like a Coke machine or whatever. And so you that stuff was golden to me back then. I remember going every Sunday morning. I would go down there and get me one of those, and it was sweet. And it, again, it wasn't black coffee. It was like a frappuccino kind of deal, or a cappuccino, or whatever it is. It's hot. It was still a hot coffee. and that just everybody has stopped listening to me at this point because I don't know the difference in a cappuccino and a frappuccino and a whatever. But I think some of them were like French vanilla.
We've offended the black coffee people.
I've offended everybody.
The fruit coffee people.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I mean, when I went into Starbucks, like one of the first times I remember going to Starbucks, I pulled up and all I wanted was I just said, I want that stuff that tastes like snow cream. And they were like, the vanilla bean frappe? And I said, yeah, something like that. Just give me that. So I didn't drink coffee a lot for a long time, but more recently I've started drinking some. And I'll drink it black occasionally because Mike Brooks makes it thick enough that you can stand a spoon up in it,
Yeah.
And so if he makes it, he gets highly offended if I put anything in it. So sometimes I'll put a little bit in his and sometimes I won't, but it just kind of depends on the day. I don't know that there's great gas station coffee anywhere.
Unless somebody wants to sponsor this podcast.
That's right.
They have the greatest
then we'll tell you it's the
gas
greatest
station
ever.
coffee ever.
Exactly.
All right, question number 3 of 5. Carson Eli 4 on Instagram asks, can he get an autograph?
Carson Eli 4. He can get an autograph. Absolutely. Now, is that do we just determine that that's Carson Hupel or is that Eli Pounders?
I think it's Carson Hupel.
It is Carson Hupel? Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
If it's either one of those guys, I'll give him an autograph for sure.
Sweet.
I mean, they probably don't need it. It's probably not worth anything. But man, if they want one, then sure, we'll give them an autograph.
Depends on what I'm autographing. I'm not signing up to take on any student loans or
Well, that's true. Yeah.
bank loans or accepting responsibility for either
They don't
Carson or Eli, to be honest.
They don't want me on those anyway, so that's true.
Yeah, I've given out an autograph or two, and give means no one's paid for it.
That's exactly right.
I wouldn't expect anyone to. So sure, Carson, let me know. The next one may be the most difficult one, and that's from Lindsay with an E, E-Y, Madison 12 on Instagram. Ask, what is your favorite church song? What is your favorite church song, Ben?
I think it changes a lot.
Yeah.
It's really hard to nail that down. Although we sang one of my original favorites from, when I was a kid. Original favorites was 10,000 Angels.
Yeah.
And we sang that this morning.
So do you prefer the 4 verses first and then the chorus?
I do.
For the chorus 4 times.
I do. It's kind of like Holy, Holy, Holy. I like to do that and then do the chorus at the end as a big hard hitter. But yeah, I preferred it the way they did it this morning. Do all 4 verses, then do the chorus. That's probably my old original one. Some of my newer favorites, probably the one that is a newer song that's one of my favorites is The Goodness of God.
Oh, that's a good one.
And it's just hard. It's hard to beat that His goodness is running after me.
With Haley in the talent show last year.
Nice.
Sang, quotation
Very
marks.
nice.
Hopefully I sound better than I do right now.
Yeah.
Sound like a chainsaw a little bit. But
Was it about as good as gas station coffee?
Probably. Depends on who you ask. Haley was great. But I would say you can't say favorite song.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. That's hard.
But some of my favorites is Where No One Stands Alone. I love 10,000 Angels. We sang Love Lifted Me this morning, which is one of my favorites. But here's a hot take right here, and it's a song that SWAT may have single-handedly killed. Right?
I know which one
I just
you're
don't
talking
hear
about,
it
too.
anymore. Don't hear this song very much, at least in our circles. And that's Someday.
Someday.
And, there's some guys on SWAT that kind of hate on Someday a little bit. But I like Someday. I always enjoyed Someday. And so
I think it's, and this is maybe the way it is with a lot of things, I really think it depends on the day which song is my favorite. Because there's just certain days that you need a certain song. And sometimes I'm just in the mood for that. I like Hymn of Heaven. That's another great new one that's out there. And there's been some days I've needed those songs. I've needed to hear those songs. Some days needed to cry to some of those songs. So, I'd have a hard time saying it's my favorite every day of the week. But there's a lot of them that are my favorites at certain times.
All right, the final question submitted, and this comes from Facebook from our good friend JoJo Bogle, who is just an awesome person.
He's a good
in general. But he kind of asked in a roundabout way, was there a defining moment where we knew Ben and Travis was going to be something we did at the level that we do now? Or maybe the goal was to be where we are now. And I don't know. I don't know if there was a time, a moment. We've just kind of always done our thing, and you know, I'm sure we're some people's cup of tea, and if you're listening to this, you're probably that person, or maybe you're doing it out of pity, I don't know. But I'm sure there are people out there that could take us or leave us, and that's okay. So I don't know that there was a moment. I mean, I think CYC was kind of a big deal. I mean, that was kind of a shock that we've had so many people that are so kind. It really has become overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
To see how many people, not necessarily stand in line or wait, but that come by the booth.
Talk to us, tell us their stories. I mean, it's always fun. I guess it was, when Larry asked us to come start helping with CYC, there was a little bit of, well, this is pretty cool. I mean, that's a big event, and so when we did that, but I never even then dreamed that we would quite be doing what we're doing, that we would have a kids book, have another one we're working on.
A lot of people come alongside us that really took us to another level. And
I mean, Bryce coming in and helping with the videos, and it went from just us doing a couple of fun songs and a silly video or two to having a lot of other things that we're doing, and website and a book, and getting to travel around and speak. And I think it was just one of those where we did what we wanted to do and what we knew was a good thing to do in the moment, and God did something great with it. And so it's kind of like that passage to Moses where he says, hey, what's that in your hand? And he's got the staff in his hand. He says, let me show you how to use that for my glory and for what I want you to do. And I kind of think about that a lot of times in, like, here's something that we've got the ability to do a couple of little things, and God has really turned it into something a lot bigger than what we ever thought it would be.
Yeah, I think we were open to being used in a fun way.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're necessarily the guys you want to be doing a whole lot of serious stuff. I know that I'm probably not, but the fun part is it doesn't have to always be serious, and there is a niche to be found. I think the big thing is just being open to the possibility, and I think that was always kind of there. Like, hey, if there's a good time being had, good, clean, fun, we're down.
Be faithful in a few things, and I'll allow you to do a lot of bigger things. I didn't get that quote exactly right, but that's basically what he says. If you'll be faithful in the small stuff, there's going to be opportunities to do some of the bigger things, and hopefully you'll be faithful in those too. And so that's what we've tried to be, is I think faithful in the little opportunities that we had. Sometimes we show up like we did this weekend to Myrtle Beach, and there was a little bit of disappointment, I felt like, in some of their eyes of how many people were able to be there, that they didn't have a big crowd from other congregations that came over. I think there was some other events happening, and so not a lot of outside groups came. But what we told them was, hey, we're here, and there is a group of kids from your congregation that are here, and we're going to impact them as much as we can impact them. And I thought it was an awesome weekend. And you even mentioned that sometimes it's even better when it is just that small group.
Yeah, you can do a lot more things, and Ben has his games, and everybody kind of gets to be involved whether they really want to be or not. And, if one kid showed up, they were going to get both barrels of Ben and Travis.
That's exactly right.
I will say that I appreciated at church this morning how many people said Travis and Ben.
They did. There was a lot of people. I think they did that on purpose. People asked me Friday and Saturday, like, is it ever Travis and Ben and not Ben and Travis? I was like, no, I didn't. But I said, I think it's just the birth order. They're like, why is it not Tab? Why is it not this, drink from the 1980s? And I said, well, just Bat seems to sound a little cooler, I guess, than, a drink Tab. So
I did have a young lady come up to me today and after church and said, They got it all wrong. It's Ben and Travis. And I said,
Got it all wrong.
You're right. Although I do prefer the Travis and Ben. Just kidding. It's a lot of fun. But we appreciate the questions. Appreciate the opportunity to answer some of those questions. A lot of fun. Love these trips that we get to do. We're limping our way back to Tennessee and Alabama. Currently in South Carolina, making our way. But thank you everybody out there who pays attention and encourages us. And this is one of the ways you do that. So thank you.
Hey parents and young adventurers, are you ready to embark on an extraordinary journey? Introducing The Adventures of Ben and Travis and the Worry Coaster, a thrilling ride through the ups and downs of mental health in our new children's book. Join our dynamic duo as they navigate the twists and turns of their emotions while discovering the courage to conquer their worries. Pre-order your ticket to adventure now at benandtravis.com/books and be among the first to embark on this roller coaster of resilience. Let's turn worry into wonder and empower kids to embrace their feelings with bravery and hope. Buckle up, it's going to be an unforgettable ride.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.